everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast entitled Couch Potatoes Unite! This is a podcast based on a blog of the same name, and frankly, this much isn't new, girl. Wouldn't you agree? Guys can agree too. Okay. My name is Kylie and I love TV. If you feel the same, keep listening and or checking out the blog at couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com, as you're bound to find some common ground or something you like. For at Couch Potatoes Unite, we're all about the wonders and unique long-form storytelling of the small screen. CPU! Hopes you've been following releases of brand new episodes of the podcast on Wednesdays, as well as new blog entries on some Tuesdays, and as always we have several more new episodes on the way. Because the panelists and I live lives behind our podcast, the episodes are published once per week. Subscribe to the blog or the podcast via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and via Google Play to stay on top of brand new episodes. Episodes already published discuss a variety of shows around the water cooler, including but not limited to Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Grimm, How to Get Away with Murder, Gotham, Once Upon a Time, Supernatural, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and the Marvel's Netflix series, including Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. Plus, new episodes are in the works, including revisits for The 100, Doctor Who, Orange is the New Black, The Originals, a final visit with our Vampire Diaries panel to say goodbye to the long-running series in a two-part episode, a final visit with our Broadchurch panel to say goodbye to the mystery drama from across the pond. We'll be launching a new panel covering Lemony Snicket's Unfortunate Events and Sense8, and our Buffyverse panel will continue the 5-part series covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel with episode 5. What's more, we've been planning some live events, as I've repeatedly alluded to in these introductions, and we're super excited about these continued live events. We already went live on Facebook, live from the bunker that is, when our Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt panel talks Season 3. Our 100th episode recorded live at Comedy Outlet Mondays at Dog Story Theater in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We also have more live appearances and other cool stuff being planned, so make sure you like us at our Facebook page, our Twitter, follow us at CPU Podcast, our Instagram at Couch Potatoes Unite, and or our Pinterest at CPU Podcast, or subscribe to the blog, our YouTube channel, our iTunes channel, our Stitcher Radio channel, or find us on Google Play. In the meantime, if you don't hear your show in this podcast format, fellow panelists and I still write reviews, and we're always seeking new panelists, so if you have any interest in joining the discussion, say hello by finding us at any of those outlets I've mentioned. At the very least, stop by and leave us a thumbs up, comment, or review. We like feedback. Give it to us and we'll put it to a loft vote, considering all writers and amendments thoughtfully. Today we're around the water cooler and recapping Season 6 of quirky sitcom New Girl, which airs from fall to spring on Fox. Season 6 aired from September 20th, 2016 to April 4th, 2017. To remind the listener, New Girl is an American sitcom that premiered on Fox on September 20th, 2011. Developed by Elizabeth Merriweather, the series revolves around an offbeat teacher named Jess, played by Zooey Deschanel, who moves into an LA loft with 3 men, Nick, played by Jake Johnson, Schmidt, played by Max Greenfield, and Winston, played by Lamorne Morris. Jess's best friend Cece, played by Hannah Simone, also appears regularly. The show combines comedy and drama elements as the characters, who are in their early 30s, deal with maturing relationships and career choices. Our New Girl panel experienced a changeover, with one departing semi-shark jumper, one returning and frequently famous panelist, as well as a panelist new to the panel, but not to the podcast. The 2 panelists of the now are New Girl fans and true Americans in their own right, and once again volunteered to gather around the water cooler and discuss the state of the sitcom formerly known as Adorkable to see how it's holding up. Is it still fresh and funny, or has it wilted on the vine a bit with the antics and on and off again dynamics of the loft? I can assure you that this panel is standing on the furniture, ready and awaiting the next turn and drink in true American, so as always it should be noted that all of our panelists have viewed the entire series to date and may discuss sensitive plot points, which can still exist in a situation comedy, though as more of a suggestion of a story than an actual story, which is really the case with New Girl. For those of you who haven't watched any of New Girl at all, and plan to catch up at some point, and or to be surprised by the laughs, listen at your own risk, as there are going to be major sitcom-y spoilers. Welcome, panelists, welcome back to one, and welcome to the other. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Good.
Wonderful. We're going to get started real quickly here. So like I said, we've experienced a changeover. The way we do this is as follows. I'm going to have the returning panelist kind of check her temperature as far as where she falls with the standard CPU character question, which changes with each show we do. And then we'll introduce the new panelist. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Wonderful. for temperature checking, but also for general gauging interest. How would you rate your interest in New Girl nowadays? You love this show, so much so you like to randomly blurt out song lyrics about it, knit or craft tchotchkes pertaining to it, or generally encourage it to be its best, like Jessica Day. You enjoy this show almost as much as you enjoy your cat named Ferguson or your girlfriend and to-be fiancé Allie, like Winston Bishop. Do you watch this show because your best friend watches it and loves it, and or you might have an incurable thing for Schmidt, and or because your husband watches it, even if begrudgingly, like Cece Perique Schmidt? Do you tolerate this show, but you find it sloppy and in need of a serious makeover, even if it has a surprising amount of heart that manages to warm the thorny frozen chambers of yours, like Winston Schmidt, whatever that is? Or do you hate this show, like you hate life, youth, and random things, because you're a grumpy old man crammed into a grumpy young man's body, but you're always up for a game of true American, and are indelibly drawn to the New Girl yourself, no matter what may happen with the show, like Nick Miller? Kristen.
Hi, it's just me, so
it's just
you,
the returning friend. You're the famous one.
I'm the famous one.
Okay. So
all right, but this time the famous one is only going to choose one.
Because last time you were...
I was 3.
Who were?
The original Winston.
Yes.
Coach. And the new Winston, a.k.a. Schmidt.
Yes.
Yes. Very weird.
Yes.
So I will get to that.
Yes.
As you like to say. I think for this one, I lost a little bit of my love for the show this season. I still think it's great, but I don't think it's as good as seasons past. So for that, I'm going to go with Winston Schmidt. Or just Schmidt. I think it's a good thing. Next season is probably its last. I would rather have it go out on a high note than keep trudging on. But there's still some really surprisingly funny and warm moments that I still love. So... Schmidt it is.
Schmidt, you just picked one.
I did.
All right.
I should get an award.
You should. Nick's not here to do that for you, though.
That's okay.
She's upstairs.
It's true. Shh, don't tell them that. Well, welcome back, Kristen.
Thank
Our
you.
other panelist, Kelsey. Bye, Kelsey. She jumped the shark, so she will no longer be talking about New Girl. As a result, we had room for another, and that other is...
It's Sarah, y'all.
Hi, Sarah, y'all.
I'm back.
Yay!
Guess who's back?
Back again.
Okay.
Okay.
Boy.
That's all we needed.
We
That's right.
just dated ourselves.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. We're in line with the millennials of New Girl. So tell us, well, we know your first name, but tell us how you came to watch New Girl, what made you start watching, how did you find out about it, what kept you watching, and then you get to pick a character.
I started watching when it first aired. I don't remember why. I think I was bored. So Nick, not from the show, but my husband Nick, didn't want to watch it. And so I'm like, fine, this will be just a show that I watch, which is easier sometimes than coordinating, let's watch it. And so I watched it, and I liked it, and then I kind of stopped after a year and then caught up. I would catch up at the end of the season. I would binge it on Netflix. So I've been caught up, and I've been listening to the podcast all along. I don't know why I didn't volunteer to be on the panel.
That's a good
You should have.
It's just rude,
right?
Yeah, way to be rude, Sarah.
My interest in this, I am Schmidt.
Oh, boy.
Woohoo!
I tolerate this show, but I do find it quite sloppy, and we'll get to it later, but some of the storylines this season I just was not buying, especially this season. It's kind of headed downhill for me.
Aww.
I mean, I'm still going to watch it.
Okay. Well, that's good. Y'all are answering that question.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the panel, Sarah.
Thanks for having me here.
Excited for you to be here. And of course, my name is Kylie, and I've got to cover this because I'm also a panelist as well as the moderator. Last time I was Winston because I enjoyed the show almost as much as my cat, who is not named Ferguson.
But it would be so cute if she was.
But she's a she, and Ferguson is a boy's name.
And your cat isn't as duplicitous as Ferguson.
No,
Or
she's
sweatshirt.
very sweet.
Or is that his name?
Yeah.
Sweatshirt?
Sweatshirt.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's the dumbest name for the cat.
That is the
And this is a person who named her cat Moondoggy, so I have the right to
Judgments
judge.
have been
Yeah.
made. Well, let's see. Where would I be nowadays? I don't think I would be quite... It's hard because I didn't really give a good middle option, and I think I more than tolerate. So I guess I'd be somewhere between Cece and Schmidt. Cece and Schmidt. I still like this show. It still consistently makes me laugh at least once during an episode. I agree, though, that the storylines this season, aside from one, pretty much lost my interest. But I still find these characters hilarious and enjoyable to watch, so I'm in it for the long haul, which is 8 episodes more, and we'll talk about that. But before we get on to season 6, one of the things that I asked the panelists last time, Sarah, was if you saw yourself as one of the characters in real life, or another way of saying this is, who do you think you would be, or who do you relate to, not like the character question, but, you know, who do you relate to the most?
Well, who did you guys say?
Who did I say last time?
I can't remember.
I think you said Cece.
I think I said Jess and Cece. I think I was a weird combo of the two.
I have taken...
You're getting that from it.
But think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not far off.
Yeah. I have taken a number of Which New Girl character quizzes because I like to take those. And I get an even split between Jess and Nick.
Which makes perfect sense to me.
So, although I probably relate to Nick slightly more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like 60% Nick, 40% Jess.
And really most of the 40% is her fashion sense.
That is very true. You guys both shop at ModCloth quite a bit.
So who would you be?
I think I would be Cece.
Okay.
I agree.
She tells it like it is.
Yep.
True.
Kind of like me. Sometimes it's a little bit of a hot mess, but pulls it out in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Is it a super cute relationship?
That's
With a
also
sexy
very
guy?
true. Disgustingly so. In a great way.
And-
Yeah.
Spoiler, she knocked up, y'all.
Yeah.
Now, I am not currently knocked up. I have been several times by my husband. So
Just for clarification. On
just
that
for
point.
clarification,
Just your husband.
Yeah.
all in wedlock too.
Well, good.
You
So,
know, but
okay.
yes. So I think definitely her. I mean, I was gonna say Ferguson, but you didn't give that as a choice.
I mean, you can say Ferguson if you
Cece,
want to.
Cece with a dash of Ferguson.
Sure, yeah.
Because you're a duplicitous, two-timing cat?
I like sweatshirts. Don't you?
I mean, yeah, but I think the neighbor liked the sweatshirt more.
That's
That's
true.
okay.
I found it interesting that you didn't give Reagan as a choice, but I guess she's not a series regular.
Not a series
Thank
regular.
goodness for that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Now we're hitting into it.
Oh,
so
yes.
let's talk about season 6.
Segue.
Do it.
Which generally focused on the will they, won't they get back togetherness of Nick and Jess, because let's face it, that's happening. Schmidt and Cece are newlyweds. Winston and Allie are crazy long-distance people that then become crazy newlyweds. Spoiler. And then, you know, there's Ferguson antics. So how did you like the season? How does it compare to previous seasons? What did you like? What didn't you like? This is the discussion. Go.
So many things, guys.
That you liked or you didn't like?
You just hit on so many things.
Yeah. Was this okay? So Jess,
Jess.
was this the season where she accidentally dated her cousin?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that Robbie?
Yeah.
Third cousin twice removed, I think.
Didn't
Yeah.
we already do that on 30 Rock, y'all? I think
we?
we did. I think we did.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Yeah.
The hair and the head.
Yeah.
She dates the hair and he's her cousin.
Right.
Yeah. So, that was weird. I mean, it made perfect sense because you look at them like, oh, they're kind of perfect for each other. They're both kind of nerdy. They look like they'd be a really good couple. Oh, they're related? Okay, moving on.
And it's a little weird. I know Cece was like, I don't care if you date him, but that's a little weird to
weird.
me. It was like, we need somebody for a love interest. Oh, we'll bring Robbie back. And come on.
Yeah.
I miss the last guy, the doctor.
He's on a new show.
Yeah.
know.
So Dr.
He's gone.
Sam. Was that Sam? Was that his name? Yeah.
He was sexy, though.
He was
Yeah.
sexy. He
I
was
liked
on
him.
About a Boy, too.
Yeah.
I-
So was Coach.
I do not buy the relationship between Reagan and Nick.
No.
No.
Not for a second.
I find
And
it...
also, I don't like Megan Fox. I am saying it again. I just don't like her.
You know, I don't generally like her. I don't mind her in this role because she's playing kind of a nice queen and
Yeah.
she comes off as kind of a nice queen. But I just don't see that for Nick. He's too
No.
sloppy.
Well, why would she ever be attracted to a guy like Nick? She's very put together. She's successful. I mean, I get opposites attract, but those opposites didn't work for me. Again.
I kept waiting for them for it to come out that she just thought they were casually dating and was dating a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
That would have made sense, but he thought it was this thing.
Yeah.
Then I would have been like, yeah, haha, that happens. But I don't know, the whole...
Yeah, weird.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it,
either.
Fox. I didn't buy it.
The one thing I did like, I'll kind of jump a little bit, because
Jump.
we're kind of going from character to character.
Do it.
I did like Schmidt and Cece buying a house.
Yes.
That was very cute, and I liked it even more that their house was the site of a porno.
It wasn't,
though. It wasn't. It maybe.
They thought it
Okay,
was.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
But I liked that they had that little intrigue of...
Jaipur Aviv.
Thank you.
And I like how they didn't buy the fancy, expensive house, because I'm like, I'm
Me
sorry.
too.
I watch, like, Flip or Flop. You cannot afford that in the LA area. I know
you can't.
But it made sense. They could afford the crappy thing and make it nice.
Make it pretty. Yeah, and they did a great job with it.
It was lovely.
Yeah, I like what they did.
Schmidt has impeccable taste.
He does have impeccable taste.
But apparently Cece doesn't.
No, which is funny since she was the model.
Yeah.
But I like that she now has Cece's Boys.
Yes.
The male modeling agency. That was kind of a fun twist.
Which was suggested by Nick, of all people.
Yeah.
Because she handled some stuff.
At the bar.
At the bar.
Yeah.
When he temporarily was not manager.
What did you guys think of his book?
The Pepperwood Chronicles? I'm not quite sure what the plot is, Sarah.
I don't know either, but I like how it ended up being a young adult, and he didn't even know it was like going to be a young adult book, but it was. Then I was like, okay, he could write a young adult novel and not realize it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All I know is that it was set in New Orleans, and all the characters were based on the WAP characters.
Yep. Which is perfectly appropriate.
I gotta say, what really bothers me about Jess and Nick, okay, you guys were already together. You live together. You've slept together. Tell me that you can't, like, have a relationship with somebody and then later tell them, I have feelings for you again. You've already said everything to this person. You should be able to say that. They've seen you naked. The mystery's gone.
Yeah.
Right? So that whole will they or won't they again thing, it kind of just doesn't do it for me. I just don't.
Every show has to have the Ross and the Rachel, which is getting a little old, but I understand why, but still.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Ross and Rachel were like, it was so well written.
Yeah.
The barriers, I just don't feel like these barriers were as well
they're
written.
manufactured.
I'm friends with Reagan now. You're not really friends with
They're very forced.
Yeah.
But honestly, I still am invested in the two of them because...
yes. I want them to be together.
Yeah, I want them to be
But the
together.
reasons that they're not this
It's
season,
stupid.
I'm like, this is stupid. Come up with something else.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were... That's kind of a continuation from last season, though, because they sort of... I think they brought them together too fast, and then they realized they brought them together too fast. So then they jimmied them apart in a very forced way, and then they've been apart for all this time.
Right, and then we get the last minute of the show where they're making out in the elevator.
And I think the only reason there was a delay is because he was with Reagan, and...
Which was only because they needed somebody to come in to take over Zooey Deschanel's maternity leave.
Yeah.
Is Reagan coming back next season?
No, she's done.
She's done. They're broken up. They're done.
Yeah, he's with Jess.
I didn't know if she was contracted to make any appearances.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think the only one that they should try to get back is Coach.
Yeah.
I don't think Reagan is necessary because it's, next season is 8 episodes and it's after a 3-year time jump.
What? Oh, see, I haven't heard this.
Yeah.
So spoilers, next season is only 8 episodes and there's a 3-year time jump.
Why? I hate when people do a time jump. Am I
They,
the only one
they're out
that
of they're out of ideas for where they are
Cece
now.
and Schmidt are having a baby.
And the baby's going to be 3 when we pick up, and they may have another one. We don't know. She could still be pregnant. We don't know.
Holy cow. She's pregnant in real life. I don't know if you noticed that all season, but I'm like, they're conveniently hiding her torso a little bit, and her boobs look even more ginormous than usual. I'm a crazy person that sees these things, but...
Well, I did not notice that.
But she is, she was pregnant.
Makes sense.
I did not know about the time jump myself. I feel lacking in the TV research department.
That's all right. I got you covered. I'm the one with the spoilers.
Well, so that's weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
And only 8 eps and it's over.
Yeah. And it's
well,
going to be like mid-season.
I do know that the New Girl creators wanted to end it this season. Yeah. And the network is the one that came back and said, no, we want you to do
one more.
Yeah.
At least one more.
So they came to this agreement of 8 episodes because the stars were on Twitter. Jake Johnson was on Twitter a lot saying, no, we've written it so that it can be the end or not the end, and we're satisfied if it's going to be the end, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So.
Which makes sense. It's one of Fox's more profitable comedies, and I think because it is paired with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is another one that's really popular for them too, so I could see them wanting it to stick around and get a little more money out of it if they can.
And they already lost one long-standing show with the Deschanel sisters, so they'd be losing the other two.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
man, that sucker ran for 13 seasons.
Yeah.
Or 12?
12.
But
still, that's a long time.
I'm caught up to 11. I gotta watch the final season. But I loved how her husband, David Hornsby, was on an episode of this. So Zoe and her brother-in-law were in an episode. That was fun.
Who did he play?
I have it up right now. He was in the James Wonder one. He played Ed, somebody on the parent board.
Oh.
Listeners know him as Rickety Cricket from Always Sunny. That's very telling.
That's cool.
I enjoyed that. I'm a nerd, though. I know I like to see those things.
The family connections?
Yeah.
I think it's always fun. It adds another little element, like a little in-joke.
Mm-hmm. And Zoe was on Bones.
That's true. There's been some crossovers. Mm-hmm. What about some of the individual episodes this season? We had some randos, like, for example, the election episode. Jess and Cece volunteering for Hillary Clinton's campaign and ending up at a sorority house.
Oh, and trying to register everybody to vote.
Yeah, and Schmidt, registered Republican, ending up at Clinton headquarters, volunteer headquarters.
Yeah, because then he, reorganized everything for them and made their headquarters more efficient.
Yes.
It didn't make much of an impact on me, but I will say, isn't that funny in retrospect how that election turned out, juxtaposed with that episode? They thought Hillary was going to win. I mean, that was a clear undertone.
A lot of shows that had an election-based episode, they thought it was going to go the opposite
So it's
direction.
kind of interesting to watch it after the fact.
Well, didn't really most of us.
Well,
I'm not trying to be political.
Yeah,
right. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, or the Thanksgiving episode. That was one where Robbie was in the wheelchair and
they
Jess
kept
couldn't break
hurting
up with
him.
That was so gross.
That was weird.
Well, that whole
very
relationship was awkward because she basically started with the Spider-Man kiss and broke his neck. So that's cool.
She wasn't attracted to him, and then she was I don't know. It doesn't work
that
that
way.
way for
They
me,
went hiking in a cave, and things happened. He dropped his glasses, and she couldn't walk.
Yeah.
That was a weird episode too. The whole Robbie arc was weird.
Agree.
I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah.
Everybody's agreeing.
Yeah.
Or Christmas Eve, when they did, instead of a regular Christmas, they did Secret Santa, and Jess didn't think she got a present, and they made the thing happen, and that one lady who sings that one song came on.
I didn't.
So specific, Kylie.
I know, I can't remember her name. It's that Christmas song that goes, Christmas,
snow's coming down.
Yeah.
Darlene Love?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's her.
I have it up. I didn't just know that, you guys.
Okay. No, she did. She's just
happy
humble. Yeah.
I don't even remember that episode. You guys, it's I don't.
I know a lot of the season is just not super memorable. It was weird and awkward.
Or Cece and the original Winston trying to fool the Schmidt. I don't even want to call him Winston.
Why is his name Winston?
I don't know. That was lazy.
It was very lazy.
That was so much more lazy than Cosmo Kramer. I'm sorry.
It should have been Nick. Nick should have been his first name because those two lived together in college, and I don't know.
Yeah, that.
If they were going to have him have another name, like a roommate,
or Schmidt, just
Schmidt,
or something stupid like that.
Yeah, lots of build up. 6 seasons of build up for not a lot of payoff.
It was very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
And then the whole argument between the two of them about who gets to use the name.
Who cares? You're Schmidt.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all agreeing.
There's that.
Lazy and dumb.
Lazy and dumb.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can we talk about the Brooklyn Nine-Nine crossover?
Sure.
That was
Which
weird.
One was that?
That was early. It's when it was for Schmidt's. I think it was for his reunion. They had to go to New York.
Oh, the high school reunion. Yep. The New York trip.
And that was weird.
I didn't even know they were doing that.
I don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and so it was very weird to have that as a crossover. And then I guess there was something that happened on their show too to kind of make it a full deal. I don't know, but it was just weird. It felt forced and awkward, and just a way to get Zoe and Adam Sandberg together.
We got to see Coach though.
That was nice. That was probably one of the best points of this whole season. I miss Coach. I really miss Coach.
Yeah, that was a very non-memorable episode, aside from the fact that Nora Dunn came back to play Schmidt's mom. Mm-hmm. And the whole Nick and Winston busking in the subway terminal was pretty much the highlight for me, and it wasn't even that great of a highlight.
No.
Even though I like Nick the most, I like to watch him. He's kind of cute.
He's my favorite.
He's my favorite, too.
Although I really think Schmidt is...
Schmidt's my...
But I'm creeped out by him now because of his appearance on American Horror Story. I get the willies.
That's a couple seasons ago now.
I don't care.
You gotta move past it. Well, okay. So Winston proposed to Allie in a complicated
Oh my, so
plan
complicated.
that then also got shortened. Operation Bobcat.
Yeah. Yes. He did. He did all that.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, forced, weird. I mean, I get it that it makes sense, I guess, with Winston's character, but I think it was too overdone.
They shortened it.
They did shorten it, thankfully.
The more we talk about it, the more I think I don't like this show.
Oh no.
Well, it's just so many weird things, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like, that's why...
They've always made Winston weird, though. He's
Yeah.
a painfully funny one.
I think that it worked in other seasons. I'm
It
just
did.
not
The
sure
other
that
seasons worked better. This one didn't work as well, in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it wasn't super memorable. There wasn't a laugh that I can still remember like I have in past seasons. It just was.
Well, you mentioned the battle for Ferguson without me even having
That was
to ask.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because that happens.
Yeah.
Because that's true.
No,
life.
but that happens where, like, you're like, oh, this is our cat. Oh, you think it's your cat? You know, like, cats do that. They do.
Sure.
Okay. That's okay. I've never had a cat do that.
And usually, I think how it happens is, like, you think it's a stray and you take it, you're just feeding it, and then you decide to take it in, but then it leaves for 3 days, and the neighbors are like, oh, this is our cat. And you're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, that happens, certainly.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying, crazy ladies with sweatshirts.
No, who played that lady?
I don't know.
I can't remember what.
I don't think she was very familiar when I looked it up before. There's also the Rumspringa. No. What? I can't talk about any of this. You hate everything.
No, talk about it. You don't hate it.
Yeah, you talk about it.
Well,
you talk about it good.
Okay, so there's the Rumspringa, and because essentially, after the whole Jess and Robbie breakup, but also because Jess is she gets a promotion to principal, which was kind of a subplot for a while.
Yeah.
She had to impress the parents' council at the hippie school that she teaches at, because the principal's leaving to go start another school somewhere in the Rocky Mountains, I guess. But she is super nervous about becoming principal, and Nick has this great idea to take her with Schmidt on a Rumspringa, which I don't know what that means, but they ended up at some sort of Norwegian festival.
So Rumspringa is when Amish teenagers get to, like, go out and try being in the modern world, because then they'll choose their faith is the hope.
Yeah.
And that's
I think I did know that. I just didn't realize the name of it was that.
Yeah, for a while it was this whole show called Breaking Amish.
Well, they did it on here, and they didn't go see any Amish people. They were just Scandinavian.
Yeah, they kind of explained it, but I don't remember why. And then she kind of said, this isn't even a Rumspringa. I'm not an Amish teen or something.
Yeah.
So that happened. Thoughts?
Didn't that episode end up where Jess had that really fun-looking jacket to start her first day as principal?
Yes.
Okay. How she did it on No Sleep, I'll never know.
She just had to.
That was fine.
Okay.
I liked it fine. I mean,
memorable season.
Well,
do you want us to name things we liked?
Yeah, that might be easier.
Well,
I'm trying to pull it out of you, but it's real hard.
I
don't think I hated it as much. I didn't like it as much as you didn't.
When
like
they
it.
had to find models for that thing for Cece's
boys.
That was fun trying to watch them find men.
I like the one she already had though.
Yeah, he's good.
Pretty but dumb.
Pretty but dumb. I this is kind of cliche, but I did like the boys at the spa where they.
I was going to mention
where they got waxed. I know it's
genitally.
Yes,
that's important. It isn't just a normal waxing.
It's a very specific waxing. I mean, it's a cliche. A lot of sitcoms do it. I think ever since Steve Carell and 40-Year-Old Virgin kind of made it re-famous. I don't know. It was still fun to see. Silly, pointless, didn't add anything to the overall story, but it actually kind of gave me a bit of a chuckle. Not a full-on laugh, but a bit of a chuckle.
Anything else you liked?
I liked Allie's stupid sister.
The real estate agent?
Yeah, she was funny.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Allie was like, yeah, I know she's dumb. Like, you don't have to hide it from me. I liked that. I didn't really love Allie being away in that whole thing.
Yeah, it was weird.
Them just being cheap because they didn't want to pay for Nassim to be on all the episodes.
How about Allie revealing that she was Japanese game show participant?
I think that is beyond the dumbest thing that I've seen on television in a really long time.
Okay. I agree, it was a low point. It wasn't funny. I didn't laugh once. And I was like, why do you have all this stuff? That seems dumb.
In general, I like her character. I liked when her family all came over. I thought that was...
And she was the crazy one?
Yeah.
I liked Jess's dad. I like Rob Reiner quite a bit. He's awesome. I love everything he does. So that's always... I like that he was able to come back.
This was kind of a blah season.
It was just... Yeah.
We got to see Schmidt's dad again, though. That was good.
Played by Peter Gallagher.
Always nice to see Peter Gallagher.
Those eyebrows, man.
Yeah.
Eyebrows.
So
she
expressive.
says with some sort of...
Wistfulness, longing. Yeah.
I generally don't like that bushy of eyebrows, but that man can pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a well-proportioned face, eyebrows included.
Listeners, if you haven't seen Center Stage, just do yourself a favor.
Watch it. Hey, I will recommend 5 stars.
It's on Hulu.
Is it really?
I think so.
I know what I'm doing tonight when I get home.
He was also comatose one and while you were sleeping.
Yeah, and he was on something called The OC, if anyone's watched that.
Max Greenfield played the younger version of him on The OC.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
true.
so this wasn't just a conveniently...
Casting,
Yeah.
That kind of cheapens it for me.
I think it makes it better.
Okay. I guess I'm going to ask this question. How do you think the overall show is holding up in general? And what do you hope to see in these 8 episodes of season 7?
It's getting tired. I feel like it's kind of run its major plot premise. She's no longer the new girl.
And once they start pairing off so specifically, I think it really limits the storylines. I like the episodes where they're all together doing something fun on a gang mission and solving a problem together, not like off in little sectors. So I would really love to see in the next season some episodes where they're all together, being together.
They need an episode-long game of True American, not just 5 minutes, where we see the whole thing in action, because I think it would still be funny. And I don't understand it.
Has the show released the official rules for True American, or is it only fan rules that are on the internet?
I think it's fan.
Okay.
I don't think it's
because maybe they never really thought ahead that
I'm
far.
wondering if it's sussed out at all, or if it's not on purpose.
Yeah.
Suss it out! I've just given you an idea. Do it.
Yeah, I agree with Sarah. I like it when everybody's together. But it seems like a part of this season was because they were so paired off specifically to whether to do smaller things like Cece's boys or Winston and Allie. That may have been the problem. That it wasn't an ensemble comedy like it has been.
Well, and I think whenever they bring on the guest stars, some of the guest stars work really well. But I never liked Megan Fox being there. I felt like rather than her working, and I get what you're saying, Sarah, she's basically playing her type. But at the same time, she also threw off the vibe, especially when she was there for so much of it in the previous seasons. And her coming back just threw off the vibe again. And there are some other guest stars, too, that don't always work, but I can't think of any specifically. I like the ones that they cast as the parents. I think those are really fun.
Yeah, they did. They had strong casting choices with all the parents. They're all very good.
I liked that we got to see June Diane Raphael as the gynecologist friend at the end. She got to call Cece and tell her she was pregnant. I didn't like that she kept telling random people, because, I mean, that's just
HIPAA
terrible.
violation. HIPAA violation.
She's like the worst OBGYN in the
ever.
world.
Yeah.
She's telling everybody. I mean, I know she wasn't doing it on purpose, but come on.
I mean, she's got to make everybody sign forms.
Yeah.
But I love her character. I liked to see her, the lesbian gynecologist friend.
I thought it was very sweet how Schmidt told Cece that they were pregnant with all the flowers. It was very sweet.
I thought Schmidt was generally sweet in the last episode completely. He was also sweet with Nick, trying to say, even though he's the one who's been kind of pulling back on him and Jess this whole time, he finally said, I've watched you, you've been in love with her ever since she came, and you two just need to get together
and figure it out.
Make it work. It's like he's gotten all soft since he got married.
Yeah, which is true.
And then Nick and Jess kissed in an elevator.
Favorite part of the season, really.
Where can they go in 3 years? Will we see them together? Will we see them engaged? Will we see them married? Or will we see them broken up? Will they be pregnant? What do you think?
They have to be together, otherwise what's the point? What's the point?
That's true. That would be odd if they weren't.
Yeah. Like maybe this next season we'll see them planning their wedding. Maybe that'll be the final thing, would be the two of them getting married. And Cece and Schmidt's little person, girl or boy, will be the ring bearer, flower girl, and it'll be all adorable.
That would be cute. Predictable, but cute.
Yeah.
I don't know that they can do anything unpredictable.
It's a little hard when everybody starts to get successful in these sitcoms, too. Like, oh, Schmidt got a promotion, and oh, Cece's got her own agency, and oh, Nick wrote a book.
Principal, yeah.
Jess is principal. It's like, okay,
Nick wrote a book, a whole book.
And it's good. Everyone likes it. It's like, real life doesn't get that successful all at once. I don't think.
No,
I
it
don't
doesn't.
know. But I know that it's TV, but it's part of the allure of the show is that they were kind of just like 5 people in a loft, like
with very messy lives.
Yeah.
That just somehow fit together.
And now they're getting clean. Their lives are cleaning up. And
yeah.
Maybe that's the problem for me. It's
that
getting
it's
a little too
neat.
Unrealistic.
Neat. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I mean, it's realistic as you grow up to start to achieve your dreams, but
have everybody all at once.
Yeah, and maybe I don't like to watch that in my sitcoms. I don't know.
Well, I just think that I think it was the writers. They wrote themselves toward a series finale, and then they got more than they bargained for. Because Fox is milking it.
Yeah.
Bleeding it dry, basically.
I'll tell you, if this was the final season, I would have been disappointed. I would have been left with like a sour taste.
Like, this is it? Like, this is what you're going to... I mean, the last moment of Jess and Nick, cool, but that's no definitive answer either.
Yeah.
So you're okay with the fact that there's an additional 8 episodes?
I'm okay with the fact as long as they're good. The fact that it's only 8, I hope it's promising.
Yeah.
No, I'm very much of the quality over quantity now that I've fallen in love with British television over the past number of years. And, you know, a lot of the new Netflix and Hulu shows, it's quality over quantity of episodes. And I think that is kind of turning into a cultural shift a little bit. So hopefully, New Girl will follow suit and there'll be quality 8 episodes. And it won't just be a bunch of fan service and it won't be just unmemorable like this whole season was.
There has to be a little fan service.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do it, they might as well do it for the series finale.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I guess you're right. I think I agree with the idea that if it had ended on these moments, I probably would have felt dissatisfied. I don't know if I would have felt sour about it, because they're all on a progressive upswing. Yeah. Like you said, they're cleaning their lives up. So at least I could have envisioned that future. But I'm glad that they're not leaving it to the imagination. We're basically getting one giant epilogue.
We are. How much you want to bet that the Pepperwood Chronicles becomes a movie?
Is that a prediction?
I'm going to make it a prediction. I have no spoilers on the fact, but I wouldn't be surprised if we somehow see Nick Miller on a movie set.
I want them to release that book. I want to read it.
You want Fox to make a officially licensed merchandise?
Pepperwood. You know, I mean, they did it with Castle. They released all the Castle novels from ABC, so... They did. They had the Castle-written Nikki Heat novels. You can buy them.
I guess I should watch Castle someday.
It's very funny. I highly recommend it, even though it is an hour long.
Castle? I started to watch it back in the day, and then I kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
I got busy. It wasn't a thing. It's kind of like with New Girl. I just got busy, and I stopped remembering to watch it. And I didn't have Netflix when those first came out.
I think that's kind of the measurement stick of today's TV. Is it good enough for you to remember to watch it? Because there's so much of it.
There is, well, especially, too, with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, everybody doing original content, there is so much you can watch.
It's almost overwhelming. Good thing we unite as couch potatoes.
Couch potatoes and tie.
Sarah, stop trying to make that a thing. It's never going to be a thing.
I'll stop trying to make fetch
happen. It's never going to happen.
Do you have any other predictions about next season? The 8 episodes?
Yeah, Nick and Jess are going to get married. Pepperwood becomes a movie. Or maybe it's a series, a book series.
I see it as being a book series.
I think Schmidt and Cece are going to have more than one kid.
Probably.
And maybe be pregnant, depending on when they start filming. If she's still pregnant in real life or not, I don't know. Winston and Allie will be married. Coach makes a return.
For any length or just an episode?
I don't know. He'll be back.
What show is he on right now?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have no idea, because he was on Happy Endings
Sarah
for
is
a
our
while.
official IMDb access.
Yeah. Those are my predictions. And Nick and Jess have to end up together.
Yeah.
In the very end.
I don't think that's gonna... I don't even think that the other thing is an option at this point.
No.
I mean, what are they doing to us? What's the point, like you said?
No, they better have been together for the past 3 years. Like, I don't want to hear that they broke up and got back together another number of times. No. We're done with that.
We're done with that, y'all. I think he's doing movies. Happy Endings he was on. But
yeah,
then
that ended a while. And he came
back.
back, and then he was only here for that season, then he left again.
He's done a bunch of movies. Let's Be Cops, Big Hero 6, How to Be Single, The Land Before Time, 14, Journey of the Brave. Really? Are there 14 of those now?
Apparently.
Direct to video.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And then The Truth About the Harry Kuber Affair is a mini-series.
Okay, so he's been busy.
So he's been doing that, and he's got some upcoming projects. I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to do it. Maybe he thinks he's too big now.
You're not.
No.
Just because your dad's famous doesn't mean nothing.
I'm sure he doesn't think that. I shouldn't project.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, those are my predictions.
I honestly don't have any. Those are all the predictions. What else could it be? I don't.
What else is there?
So how would you like to see the series end? What is the magical ending moment you'd like to see for this series?
Well, I would like it if they had all moved out of the loft, no one's living there, and for some reason, maybe they find out it's going to be condemned, or maybe it's going to be sold, but maybe they all get to come back for one night and play
True American.
True Americans, but be in the loft overnight and, like, be together. Almost like Friends, how you got to see the Keys. I'm a little stuck on the Friends finale. It's pretty good, in my opinion.
We actually spent some time in our last episode about this show talking about the parallels between New Girl and Friends. Like,
Everything.
This is basically Friends for millennials.
It's trying, yeah. A lot of the shows, I mean, even like Happy Endings was trying to be Friends for the new generation. Every sitcom with a group of men and women is trying to be friends for the new generation.
I liked how their ending revolved a little bit around
The apartment?
the apartment, because that was like, you know how Sex and the City says the 5th cast member is New York City. Well, in Friends, the 7th cast member was kind of
The apartment.
the apartments and the coffee shop. And so I don't know, I sort of feel like,
The loft is the 6th.
in some ways, I do feel that way. So I think it should play a part in the finale. I would like the final. I think they need to show their lives. If they're going 8 years in the future, I want them to show how they got there. I hate when they just drop you in and are like, okay, this is going on.
Yeah.
Be there, but then show flashbacks about what happened. To me, that's helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then
Yeah, because how much can change in the 3 years?
I don't think they should do a time jump, but apparently this is a done deal.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
It seems to me they had some time to let some stuff simmer, and, you know, I would rather see what's happening right after all of these announcements got made. Does that mean we're going to blow past Winston and Allie's wedding? That's just not nice.
I want to see the prank girl show up and do something stupid again.
Rhonda.
Thank you.
Ugh, I am like
I didn't like her either.
I've never liked that character. She's the most annoying. I totally agree with Cece.
She's
every time
literally
she
the
shows up.
worst.
She is the worst. Not funny.
But she got pranked back. Take that.
Until she pranked Allie back again, and now she's Allie's adoptive mother.
How did that work again?
I don't know. They didn't really explain it. That's all we know. How would you like to see the series end, Kristen?
Nick and Jess together.
Nothing else?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Schmidt and Cece are going to be together with a couple of kids. You know, Winston is with Allie. So I need that confirmation that Nick and Jess are together, because otherwise what's the point of the damn show?
Agree.
Wow. I'm really trying to pull teeth here, viewers.
I feel like we're not being interesting, but I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, this one's hard.
I mean, they kind of box themselves into a corner.
That's exactly it.
There's nowhere else
for them to go.
really go. I mean, if they are good writers, which I am not I'm an okay like writer, but I'm not a sitcom writer. So I expect a lot from people who are sitcom writers. They
It's
could
a hard
really
thing to
come up
do.
with some interesting, cool
Yeah.
stuff if they really, really tried, I think.
Well, and I'm not entirely convinced that these writers are good.
Yeah.
I think they know their characters, but the situations that the
They
characters...
put them in as their weak situations.
They go up and down. Like, some seasons are really strong, and some seasons are just not strong. And it's kind of been that way since the beginning. Season 1 was very strong. Season 2 was a little weird. Season 3, you know, it's just kind of how things have happened over the course of the show.
I could see them trying to pull a Seinfeld and like bringing in all of these quirky characters from the past, like Dr. Sam, Robbie. I mean, who else did they date? What was the girl? Oh, she's from Always Sunny, and she was Nick's ex-girlfriend in the very first season.
I don't know. Let's
You
think
know
of
who
that
I'm talking about? Mary.
I don't know. It's been
No
a while.
clue. Yeah.
Because I actually watched the show mostly in real time for
Me too.
a lot of its life until maybe the past couple of seasons.
I'm gonna look up what her name is. I mean, I know who she is in real life. She's married to Charlie.
Oh, it's, yeah.
And it's
The blonde, yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Ellis. And
well, she's on a new sitcom right now, too.
Nick.
Yeah.
But she played his girlfriend. Like, in the first season, he was, like, still messed up about her.
Isn't she the
Caroline.
one?
Caroline.
Yeah,
So, I mean, she could bop in and make an appearance. All the other people they dated.
Maybe she's not the one on the Nick.
The Russian model, pregnant model girl. There's just a lot of really interesting characters that they could try to do like a Seinfeld thing and bring these characters in, and are there obstacles to them? Maybe it's Nick and Jess's wedding and these guests show up and chaos ensues. I could totally see them trying to do that. I'm not saying I think they should.
You could see them going there.
I could see that happening.
This one's tough.
It is tough. It's hard to talk about.
Basically because it should have ended here.
I mean, but I would have been disappointed had it ended.
Yeah.
That's the catch-22 of this. It should have ended this season, but had better plots and storylines, and it should have been
more fulfilling.
Yeah, we're unfulfilled, guys.
Yeah, we're very unfulfilled.
I think
it's
this
hard
is the
to
worst
talk about.
season.
It's
I think it's the worst season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to talk about.
We're sorry, but there's just not a lot to say.
Yes. What did you think?
Yeah.
Put this all on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have lives behind the podcast.
We can check the Twitter. I don't.
Clearly,
Twitter.
Kristen's not the one doing this.
I don't Twitter. I really don't.
So you all have agreed you're going to keep watching.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're at least going to maybe someday come back and talk about those 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll definitely give it a send off.
So let's talk about, would you recommend this show to others where it is, why or why not? That's the next question.
I probably wouldn't, because if you haven't watched it by now, what are you going to get out of the last 8 episodes? But I guess if you're like, I'm looking for something to binge while I'm in the cold winter and I don't know. In some specific instance, if you wanted something, I need something kind of funny, but not as funny as 30 Rock. Okay. I guess I could pick. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's...
Yeah, I
maybe you have a bladder condition and you don't want to laugh that hard. I don't know.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I was going to say, I need to wait.
It's very descriptive.
I need to wait how to see these last episodes shake out before I can say yes or no. I think the first season was funny, and it was fresh, and it was something different, but at this point, it just seems tired and played out, so it'll depend on how the series closes for me to recommend it or not.
I have to agree with that. I actually kind of agree with both sentiments. I mean, it's easy to watch.
Oh,
so
very.
if you're looking for something easy to watch.
Well, and you don't have to pay attention the whole time. So if you're like on the treadmill or you're cleaning your house or whatever you do while you're also kind of watching TV, yeah, you can watch it and still follow along.
But otherwise, yeah, how it ends is going to probably shape my recommendation. Beyond that, other than I think Jake Johnson is cute, I kind of like him.
I mean, he really got the biggest career boost out of all of this. He was just in that Mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
He was also in Jurassic World.
Was he? I have not seen
Played the
Jurassic World yet.
nerdy tech guy.
Yeah, he had a pretty big part.
So he's really made a name for himself outside the sitcom.
I think Max Greenfield has also. He just
He
did
has.
a thing with, what was it, with Sally Field?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's going to be in that new American crime story, The Murder of Versace, that's coming out soon. He's in that. So, and he was on
as Sarah
American Horror
mentioned,
Story.
yeah, he was in American Hotel, which is...
He was
least
only in
4
one
seasons
ep,
so
right?
far.
He never very.
He was in a couple.
I think
Until
I'm
he
gonna
got
go with
eaten.
one ep. That's my.
Yeah, but he's, yeah.
I don't know though. I could look it up.
We talked about it. That's how memorable it was.
We did. Well, his character had a
We do have an American Horror Story series panel, which Sarah and I co-moderate with
And
Sarah's husband Nick.
And I stay away from.
Yeah.
Me and horror, no, not the biggest.
Oh.
We're not buds.
And he is in the new Glass Castle movie, which that's an amazing novel by Jeanette Walls. Have you guys read that book?
No.
Oh, you would love it. But he's in that movie, and he is playing Santo Versace in the crime story thing. So he's had quite a boost. You're right. He was in 3 episodes. I stand corrected. He was in 3 American Horror Story. But so he's had quite a big boost too.
Well, and Zoe was fairly big before she started
Yeah,
the
she was
show.
the name.
She was the headliner. So I can't imagine that Zoe's going to fade into obscurity after this.
She's probably going to take some time to be a mom because she's got 2 little girls now. I think one is it just one? I thought she had her second one. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think she just has one. Her sister has 2.
Yeah, Emily has 2.
2, you're right. I lied.
You're betting.
She has a
overall.
daughter named Elsie Otter
Mm-hmm.
and a son named Charlie Wolf.
So
There's
Otter,
clearly an
the otter,
animal.
and the wolf.
Well, guys, this New Girl podcast has been kind of a bummer.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Guys,
We're usually more entertaining than
I mean,
this.
just be better though. Then we can be better. That's what I think.
Yeah, we can only work with what you give us.
That's true.
That's true. So this meh podcast was brought to you by a meh season of New Girl. New Girl, please don't disappoint us on the way out.
Yeah.
You've got 8 seasons to make this right.
8
Do
episodes.
it. 8 episodes, not seasons. That's the wrong thing to say. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just moderating this shindig. Whatever. I don't care.
Give us more Ferguson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take more Ferguson too.
I don't know. I think that cat's getting a big head. I can just see
it's
it.
just-
What if he dies over the next 8 episodes? Because he'll be 3 years older.
I don't know how old he is right now.
I don't either, but they could give us a Ferguson funeral.
That's not good. We don't want that.
He
No.
has a very squishy face.
Oh, he's so cute. I love you, Fergs.
Oh, is that his real name?
Fergs?
No.
Oh.
No,
I can't find him. I looked on the credits and they didn't list him.
Well, they usually don't list the animal actors.
I'm not what you'd call cool. I'm a lot of things, but not.
That is
Not
not
the
one
coolest.
of them.
We didn't mention how people always tell me I look like her, Zooey Deschanel, all the time. I'm like,
I would have pegged you more as an Emily lookalike.
well,
Yeah.
that's what I thought too, but I always get Zoe. Nobody ever says Emily, but I don't.
Get some bangs and her glasses and we'll see.
Well, I did used to have bangs, so
Well, apparently Sarah looks like Zoe and Emily Deschanel.
apparently I look like them.
So if you don't know what Sarah looks like, that's what she looks like.
That's what I
Her
look
picture's on the website.
like. Yeah.
CouchPotatesUnite.wordpress.com.
I wonder if I look like them in that picture. Whatever. I'm not them.
We're really struggling
If
here.
I had been them, I would have made out with both Jake Johnson and David Boreanaz.
Oh, that's right. And I'd be very jealous.
Call me David. Just kidding. We're both married.
Everybody's married.
Is Jake Johnson married?
Oh, I don't know. David and me are
Oh,
both
I don't
married.
think Jake Johnson is married.
Jake,
He might be
call
with a
me.
girlfriend.
Jake, Kristen, and Kylie. Are you guys both single?
Yeah.
Ready to mingle with
Yeah.
Jake Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, Kylie.
It's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
You're right. I'm single and I'm sufficient.
You can edit this out. It's fine. I have to live vicariously through you guys, okay? I'm just an old married thing.
It's gonna be
This
real
explains
boring.
everything. With that said, is there anything else that you can possibly think of to say that we haven't already said about the long-running and possibly petering out sitcom known as New Girl?
Jake Johnson, call me.
That you haven't already said.
Jake Johnson, tweet me. Facebook
Okay,
me. I'm
that's
all
it.
over the
You don't
interwebs.
have the tweeter. They can't just tweet
I
nothing.
do have a Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I have a Twitter. I just don't use it.
I
Makes
can't think
some
of anything else to say except I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry this was
We're
kind
sorry.
of our less than
This is
stellar
a weird
podcast.
one. It's a weird
But
meow.
I guess what I have
Yeah.
to say to you listeners, if you've made it through the end of this episode,
Okay.
first of all, congratulations.
We love that you're here.
And we think you're awesome. Secondly, though, do you agree with us or disagree with us? Please let us know. Because it could be just us. We could be the only 3 in the world that did not like season 6 of
We
New
could
Girl.
be.
I didn't hate it, but then when we really dissected it, I guess
It
I
was
did
not- it was
I,
just meh.
I enjoyed watching it.
It was a
But-
medium to low season of New Girl.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I did enjoy. I actually kind of watched this pretty fast.
When you pick it apart, though, it doesn't work. But when
No.
you
Maybe when you watch it more
Just
closely.
like,
Like,
you're-
like
like
binge.
you said, like when you're vacuuming, it's great.
Yeah. Don't watch it too attentively, I guess.
Yeah.
I do because I have to moderate, but...
Yeah, you need to come up with questions.
Well, guys.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
wanna
Sorry,
wrap
listeners.
this puppy up.
I think I gotta wrap this up.
We do have some more exciting episodes coming soon, so
Yeah.
stay tuned.
We'll
Yes,
say more
Kristen,
exciting things next
we do. We do indeed. In fact, she said that. Now I'm going to say this. CPU is produced by Back Pocket Productions, run by yours truly, the Chief Couch Potato, and hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Please, if you like what you hear, take the time to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play. Assign some stars, give us a review, comment on YouTube. We want to know if we're doing well. We are 100 episodes into this, almost, or maybe past, depending upon when this publishes. So let us know how we're doing, because we just need to know. If you have suggestions or shows we might consider, contact us at our website, couchpotatousunite.wordpress.com, via email at couchpotatoesunitepodcast@gmail.com, or via Facebook, Twitter, and maybe some other social media that I work out later. We're adding new and old shows to chat about around the water cooler all the time. As always, we have many more new episodes coming down the pike. Subscribe to the blog, our channels, our social media. Find out what's coming out. Stay up on our new events. There's stuff happening all the time at the CPU. Now, you can find us on the web and at our website. But if you want to watch New Girl, that season, the current season, the one that we raved so much about, is currently on Hulu, as well as the Fox streaming app, which, as far as I know, is still free. It's not on Netflix yet, because Netflix is kind of going a direction. So if you want to catch up on New Girl, find yourself over at Hulu or the Fox streaming app. We will return to talk about New Girl following the airing of its final season, most likely with a one-part goodbye, because it was hard enough to come up with this one part. Until our next New Girl podcast or our next episode, new episodes are published weekly on Wednesday. Keep listening, keep watching, stay tuned.
Bye-bye.